AskReddit by Aggressive Stay 3593. What is considered healthy even though it's not? I'm a baker and I've noticed that lots of people order stuff like flapjacks oat cookies as a healthy alternative to cakes. But flapjacks and stuff like that often actually have more sugar syrup than a cake. Cakes contain other binding ingredients to make them hold together, eggs, flour etc. The most sugar heavy part of a cake is the icing generally, and some cakes don't even have that. But stuff where the main ingredients is oats egg flapjacks are held together almost entirely by the sugar syrup they contain, so would very rarely be any healthier than a standard sponge cake. I used to buy a flapjack as a healthy snack between meals. Then I checked out that the 100-gram bar has 400 plus calories in it, which is basically closer to a smaller, full meal than to an actual smallish chocolate bar, or a packet of instant oats, which are around 200. Being productive 24/7. Some of the most miserable people I know are the kind who put themselves and others down for doing things that are deemed unproductive. Really, it's such a sad metric for placing value on your life. Kellogg's Slim Fit Diet cereal. My mom used to give them to me as a child because I was overweight. When I grew up and was able to read the backside, I noticed that it's full of sugar, I don't know what made them add the slim woman silhouette on the front side. I can't get over the amount of sugar in everything. I have a 4-year-old and her teeth already aren't doing great and I'm trying to cut out sugar, but it's just everywhere and so much of it. Fad diets are my number one. You're not losing weight because you stopped eating protein or whatever, you're losing weight because you paid conscious attention to your eating habits for the first time. An anti-protein diet is wild. Detoxing. Our bodies are equipped with efficient natural detoxification systems, kidneys, liver, so there is no need in detox teas, juices. Most of them are full of laxatives and diuretics and can be potentially harmful or ineffective. Save your money. People rather detox after eating like crap for years than actually change their diet to a healthy one. One requires work, and one simply requires more consumption, which is probably part of the problem in the first place. Not talking to yourself. Self-talk is a key coping mechanism, right? Yes. It's a natural behavior that is stigmatized now. Forgiving people is great, but the way people try to push like forgiveness for all isn't healthy. Sometimes people do not deserve your forgiveness and it's better for you. I kinda hate to say this, but sometimes I just can't forgive. I know you're supposed to, but I just find that often I can't. At least not really. When someone asks if I forgive them, I'll say sure yeah, but it's a lie. I hate lying, but I know if I told them no, it would be ugly. They'd probably go on a rant about how you are supposed to forgive, etc. I don't want to say it if it isn't true, but I have to, and I hate it. Juice cleanses. They're like the diet version of magic potion. Juices general isn't really healthy. It's just flavored sugar water. Subway. Walking is more healthy, but it takes too much time. Granola bars, or for that matter most of the highly sweet and high carbohydrate bars out there. They're basically candy bars with fiber. Also fruit juice. Major sugar hit with either no fiber or very little fiber. Also dried fruit. Super concentrated sugar in an easy to overeat form. The whole point of a granola bar is to pack a whole lot of calories while also being easy to eat and lug around while hiking or whatever. The way I hear some couples say you're supposed to fight. That is probably the worst way to phrase it. You are supposed to be different people, and that sometimes leads to disagreements. You're supposed to care about things and each other, that it sometimes leads to being upset when that isn't reciprocated. When someone in a couple says you're supposed to fight, I guarantee that they're justifying some kind of underground cage fighting levels of domestic abuse going on. You're not supposed to do that. I've been with my girlfriend for almost 9 years now. We've never fought or yelled at each other. We have disagreements, but you know what we do? We talk. I'll lay out the pros and cons to each of our sides and we'll figure out the best option. Find a compromise that fits us both. Our families never believes us when I say we've never fought. Extreme fat diets and hyperfixations on minor aspects of diet. Orthorexia is incredibly socially condoned simply because the people promoting it are neither fat nor starving, though honestly, some of them are starving but have socially confined justifications. Wine. People used to say it's good for your heart, but more and more studies are coming out. This is true. They are saying no amount of alcohol is safe now, and that people should definitely stop after a certain age, some age in the lower 60s, I think, because it also becomes a potent dementia risk factor. I don't want to kill anyone's joy, but I recently tried wine, 3 ounces to 6 ounces, for chronic pain a few different days recently, and it was a bad idea in my particular situation. Rehydrating took a couple of days because I have autonomic issues. If you're chronically dehydrated, best to abstain. This is also how it exacerbates things like eczema. Low-fat foods. If something is advertised as low-fat, the sugar is usually juiced way up to make it taste good. I'm with the others. I keep seeing people say this, but I haven't seen it in reality. I buy low reduced fat everything, and if anything it has less sugar. Anything you eat, drink or do without moderation. 100%. Drinking celery juice is good for you, unless that's all you're consuming and then it's going to mess up your hormones. Cardio is good for you, unless you're overdoing it and not listening to your body and resting and fueling properly. Meat, vegetables, fruit, carbs, fat is good for you, but if you're only eating one of those things your body will not respond well. Diet bars. People don't realize that usually the bar isn't a snack. It's a meal replacement, and they usually clock in at 200-300 calories per bar and then eat like 5 of them a day because they're healthy. In our household I had to have that discussion with my husband. I had to inform him, and even have our nutritionist back me up on it, that those protein shakes were meant to replace a meal, not as a beverage to drink with a meal, or as a dessert afterward. Demonizing any one nutrient, fat, proteins, carbs, etc. Sugar isn't the devil. Fat isn't the devil. Protein isn't the devil. In moderation, all these things are needed and should be included in a balanced diet. In general, trying to simplify health to do this one simple trick clickbait crap. Reducing calories to manage weight is the most important thing to focus on, but how you do that and what will work best is highly individual, and there is no one simple one-size-fits-all cure to health. Working too much. Never taking any time to decompress. Flavored yogurts. It's shocking how sweet your plate is after eating Greek yogurt for several years. Having a tan. Living. It has a 100% fatality rate. I've been living 4 years and I haven't died yet. Obsessively trying to lose weight. And I'm saying this as a historically plus-sized, currently mid-sized person who went through a whole weight loss journey. The effort and stress is no help at all. When I was finally kind to myself, that's when I started to become healthier. I wholeheartedly agree. I spent 3 years obsessively trying to lose weight because I hated my body and it was miserable. Yo-yo dieting, triggering my ED over and over again, the constant negative self-talk, and I didn't even lose any weight. I eventually gave up it, learned to love myself, got my mental health back on track, and only then was able to lose a significant amount of weight, in a healthy way. Losing weight because you love and respect yourself is always going to work out better than trying to lose weight because you hate yourself. Having bowel movements regularly. Realistically there isn't a set limit on how much you should, as long as you aren't constipated. Like anywhere from 3 times a day to 3 times a week. Personally, I'm over here shitting up a storm on the daily. Once or twice a day when I'm doing well, and once or twice now when my Crohn's is flaring, which has thankfully been a very long time. People often tell overweight people who are just starting out to get on the treadmill, but that's really bad for you if you haven't done any cardio before and you're overweight. It will do so much damage to your knees. You can walk but don't run, rather start out with cycling and then with time start running. Man, I hate treadmills. If I can't run, jog outdoors, give me any indoor exercise option other than treadmills. Canned tuna isn't if you are eating it every day. It contains mercury and eating too much can cause health issues.